Hello everyone! Today is January 12th, 2022, and I am here in Middletown, Pennsylvania to check out their brand new Amtrak station, which just opened 2 days ago on Monday. Unfortunately, my GPS has not yet updated with the new station's information, so it took me to the original Amtrak station. But this is a good opportunity to show you why Middletown is getting a new Amtrak station. So first let's check out the old station and then see what the new station has to offer. You can see that the original station is now fenced off, and there are signs showing that the new station is on West Emmaus Street, which we will check out shortly. Now, it doesn't take long to realize what's wrong with the old station. The station is built on a curve, as you can see, and when the train stops, the entire car is tipped on its side. This makes it difficult to get on for able-bodied passengers and pretty much impossible for those using wheelchairs. There was also only one platform, so people going to Harrisburg actually had a decent slab of concrete to board from, but those going to anywhere interesting had to step across the tracks on wood panels like these, which was both precarious and hazardous. This station was opened in 1990. After 32 years of service, it will not be missed. And now, on to the new station. Alright, well first of all, credit where credit is due, because the town of Middletown has already updated all of their Amtrak train station signage so that it points you to this particular station. I drove by quite a bit of it and ignored it because, to be honest, I was being a little bit facetious about my earlier detour. But these signs, of course, lead to the brand new Amtrak Middletown station. There's the sign over there. Let's start out with the parking lot. It has however many spaces are on the screen, as you can see. And then there's also a bus shelter here for Capital Area Transit and a convenient sidewalk to get from there to the station. Now, my first nitpick here is that the bus shelter is over here, which is conveniently next to the road, but kind of far away from the train station. It's almost like they developed the station around the parking lot rather than the bus, because transit-oriented development is not, I guess, a big enough priority. But I'm just spitballing. I was not in the meeting room when they designed this. Anyways, there's a dramatic shot of the actual station, which looks like, well, an actual station. So let's go check it out. So starting out, we have some bike parking over here. Then the centerpiece of the design are these two towers, plus a sky bridge between them that connects you to the platform. So let's have a look inside. So that wasn't too bad of a climb, but I am a little annoyed that this part of the building is not heated. It's indoors, it's mostly enclosed, and yet it is the same temperature as it is outside, if not colder, and my hands are kind of freezing. So heaters in here would be nice. But this view, oh my gosh, I love it. It's like at least as good as the BWI airport station. I'm sure rail photographers in the coming years will be using this spot quite a bit. Now let's get down to the platform, because I hear a train coming. And now back up on the sky bridge to video the train leaving. Pretty unique view of the top of an ACS 64 here. Okay, well now that we've seen the train come and go, let's take a look at the rest of the facilities. There isn't that much more to see. This is the inside of the sky bridge. The view outside is of course much nicer. Here you can see a Capital Area Transit bus pulling up to the station. Now if it pulls in there just to turn around, why couldn't it just come closer to the station? If anyone knows, please comment below. And nobody is getting on or off. Overall, wayfinding inside the station is quite good. There's signs all over the place. Now there's one thing I'm not yet seeing signs for, but I will talk about that a little bit later. And here's the platform. It is an island platform, as you can tell, so both tracks can be accessible from the same location. There are plenty of benches, as well as numerous trash and recycling bins for those who care about that. Now the platforms here are nicely high level with raised bumps for visually impaired users, but are the elevators any good? Let's check them out. Yep, pretty straightforward. Now the one thing that I'm not seeing here at Middletown Station is any signage as to how to get to Harrisburg International Airport from here by public transportation. Which is strange, because we're right next to the airport. I mean literally, here is the platform, and here is the airport water tower. The signage for the airport is literally right next to the tracks. Standing here on the end of the platform, you can literally see the airport control tower. But so far, nowhere in this whole facility have I seen any signs as to whether or not there's a bus or some kind of designated shuttle that will take me from here to the airport terminal. But why am I making such a big deal about this? After all, Harrisburg isn't that big of a city, its transit system isn't that developed, and its airport isn't that big. Well, this is how the local news covered the new station.
The station will easily connect travelers to bus and air transportation as well.
So of course, I had to see how easy it was to get to the airport. It turns out the number 7 bus carries passengers from here to Harrisburg Airport about every 45 minutes, which is not great frequency, but at least it's something. So we're walking up to the bus shelter here, and interestingly, the shelter has no Capital Area Transit logos on it. In fact, the bus sign has the Amtrak logo instead. I don't know why. Also, there is zero information about the bus schedules. I guess they just figured everyone's going to find it on their phone, which I can, but what if my battery was dead? The bus should be coming in a couple minutes, and I'm having some trouble getting a ticket on the app because apparently the only options on the Capital Area Transit app are for like a 11 ride pass or a 20-day pass. There's no single ride ticket for some reason. I'll keep looking, but I didn't see one on the obvious part of the app. And here's the bus making its loop in the parking lot. Once again, could really have put the bus shelter down there. Like, look, it literally comes up to the sidewalk, down there. Why couldn't it just pick people up there? I mean, maybe it does, I just didn't see any signs for it. Now it's gonna be hopefully a 7-minute ride to the airport.
Requested.
Thank you. So here's the bus station in the airport, and it's literally a case of what you see is what you get, because there are no signs for Capital Area Transit, just like at the Middletown Amtrak station. No information as to how to get from here to Middletown or Harrisburg. Just a big orange pillar. I think the main takeaway from this experience is that, well, fundamentally, we as Americans use cars more than we use transit, and a lot of our airports and train stations are built around the car. It doesn't mean we shouldn't try to build decent transit between smaller stations and smaller airports. We shouldn't make it incredibly hard to go from one to the other. We shouldn't have very convoluted third-party app situations for buying bus tickets. We should be able to make this whole system legible and accessible. Ooh, now we get to make the whole loop around the parking lot. because I guess we didn't stop at the bus shelter, even though I pressed the request cable. I can tell this is all very new, and there's still some adjustment happening. But for now, this is my stop. You didn't stop. Uh-oh. Okay, we're leaving the Amtrak station and back on the road. I pulled the stop request cable a couple of times. This is getting interesting. Okay, guess I will get off here and walk to the station.
The station will easily connect travelers to bus and air transportation as well.
Well, that was experience. So the driver dropped me off across the tracks from the station. So now I have to walk all the way back. I wish there was a way to just walk from this bridge to the Sky Bridge right over there. That would actually be like a really good pedestrian-friendly option. But unfortunately, it does not exist. So I have to walk all the way around the parking lot to get back to the station. And now we come to my final thoughts on Middletown Station. Overall, I really like it. It's a huge improvement over its predecessor, especially in terms of accessibility. But when it comes to accessibility, there's more to that than just having high-level platforms and elevators and stuff like that. There's also access to the rest of Harrisburg's transportation, access to capital area transit and to the airport. And in that, this whole facility so far is severely lacking. Barely any signage for how to get from here to anywhere else, unless you have a car, and really nothing super intuitive for getting from here to the airport. So that's something I'd really like to see improve, but the building itself, pretty awesome. Definitely think rail fans will be taking a lot of pictures from that Sky Bridge. And until next time, be sure to like and subscribe, and take care until the next one.